Everyone loves a hot tub, right? Absolutely. But so many people make these common mistakes with their hot tub that can ruin your experience, or maybe even in some cases, ruin your hot tub. So today we're getting into the nine worst mistakes that you can make as a hot tub owner with your hot tub. Hi, I'm Jeff Campbell from Hot Tub Owner HQ, and I'm glad you're here with me. So let's get into those 9. The first is poor filter maintenance. And there's really 3 different things that are important with your hot tub's filters. I have 2. They're located under that hatch right there. And you've probably seen some of my other videos where I detail what that filter maintenance is. But about every 3 weeks or so, I take mine out. I put them in a 5-gallon bucket so I'm not trekking water all over the floor. And I take them to my kitchen sink and I just rinse them off with my sprayer. I get in between each paper pleat, rinse them off really thoroughly. Then I put them right back in. Then about every 3 months or so, I again take them out. I again put them in that same 5-gallon bucket. And this time I fill that 5-gallon bucket up with hot water and about 8 ounces or so of Spa Depot's Power Soak filter cleaning product. And I let it sit for about an hour. Then I rinse them off very thoroughly and again, put them right back in. And then about 18 months or so, every 18 months or so, I actually replace my filters with brand new ones. You could probably get away with 2 years if you're really on top of your filter maintenance. And if you're not on top of it, I would do it about every 12 months or so. But the danger of not maintaining your filters well are it's easy for them to get clogged with debris, with body oil and lotions and dead skin cells and things like that. That can actually impede the flow of water because the water gets sucked into those filters and then it goes through that into the pump, into the heater tube, and then back out to the jets again. And if you impede the flow of water, it can do a couple of things. For one, it can actually cause your pump's motor to burn out, but it can also cause not enough water to be flowing into that heater tube. That can cause your hot tub to overheat. And then there's a thing called a high limit switch or trigger that will trip your hot tub's heater and turn it off like a breaker on a house. And then you won't have any hot water at all. So be on top of your filter maintenance. There's all kinds of problems that can come as a result of not taking care of them. The next one is really common, and it's waiting to check your hot tub's water chemistry until you're ready to get in. Maybe you haven't been in there in a week or a half. Now in the heat of summer here in Central Texas, I haven't hardly been in at all. But you always want to check your water chemistry immediately after getting out of your hot tub. Go ahead and get out of the hot tub, dip a test strip in, check those chemicals and make any adjustments that you see necessary. Go ahead and turn your jets on and then leave your cover off for about 20 minutes. That way, the hot tub will be good to go the next time you're ready to soak. Don't cover the hot tub though after you've added chemicals while the jets are still running. The jets are going to cause those chemicals to hit the underside of your cover, and that can shorten the lifespan of your cover. And speaking of covers, another common mistake is not keeping the cover on your hot tub every time you're not using it. There's a few different reasons for that. One is I've got a big tree right here. And even with my cover on all the time, I can see a few leaves in here that I need to get rid of. So you're going to be constantly fishing out debris if you don't keep it covered. The other thing though, the other more important thing is that you're going to be letting steam escape from your hot tub. That's energy. Guess what? That's money. And if you leave the cover off or if you don't put it on tightly, correctly, if it's slightly askew, you're going to be just losing money through heat evaporation unnecessarily, and that will increase your electric bill as the hot tub tries to keep up with that heat loss. Another common mistake is thinking that I'm going to save money on my electric bill by turning the hot tub temperature down every time I get out and then turning it back up every time I'm ready to soak again. For starters, it's never going to heat up or cool down that quickly. It just doesn't happen. If I drain this thing and fill it back up again from the hose, it might take 8 hours before it hits 104 degrees. So thinking that you're going to bump it down to 90 when you get out, and then the next time you use it, you're going to bump it back up to 104, and it's going to hit that in a few minutes, is just ridiculous. It doesn't work that way. It's not going to give you what you want, and it's not going to save money on your electric bill. And in fact, it actually might cost you more, because guess what? It takes less energy to maintain a consistent temperature than it does to constantly be cooling and heating. So leave your hot tub set exactly where you like it. The only exceptions to that, I might add, are if you're going to be gone for vacation, maybe 2 or 3 weeks or more, go ahead and bump it down, and then you can bump it back up when you get back. Or maybe if you want it less hot in the summertime, that kind of thing. But don't just constantly lower it and raise it back up again. It's not going to give you any results that you're looking for. Real quick before we keep going, if you like this video, hit that like button for me. It sends a great signal to YouTube. They show my videos to more people just like you, and it's a great way to say thank you to me for taking the time to make these videos. The next one goes kind of along the same lines as bumping the temperature down, but it's actually when people cut the power to their hot tub. Maybe they think, oh, I'm going to be on vacation for a week, I'm just going to turn the hot tub off. Or maybe it's wintertime and I'm just going to cut the power off, that kind of thing. Or maybe it's beastly hot in the summer like it is here in Central Texas. I'm just going to turn the power off. That's a really bad idea if you haven't drained the water out. Have you ever driven past a creek or a river that doesn't have any movement? There's no water flow whatsoever, and it looks really stagnant, what they call brackish maybe. There's debris and nastiness, or maybe algae all throughout the water, and it just looks really nasty. No way you're getting in that water. Guess what? If you just cut the power to your hot tub, it's going to eventually look that exact same way. It's just going to get super nasty because all of the stuff that's come off of your skin and your bathing suits is still in that water. You're not circulating the water anymore. You're not filtering the water anymore, and you're likely not adding any chemicals to your hot tub anymore. And even if you were, there's no way for it to circulate throughout the entire hot tub. So the water's going to get really foul really quickly. That can lead to a buildup of a type of bacteria called biofilm, and that can permeate the inside of your plumbing, your jets and your pipes and heater and pump and things like that. And it can be very difficult to get rid of biofilm, at least easily. So you don't ever want to just cut the power to your hot tub. It's not going to save you money. It's not going to save you hassle. If you do want to go away for an extended period of time, or have an extended period of time where you're not using your hot tub, go ahead and fully drain it. Cut the power, of course, before you drain it. Use a wet dry vac to get any remaining water out of the floor, and go ahead and put that wet dry vac hose up to each jet and suck out any excess water that might be in there. Then you can safely leave your hot tub powered down for an extended period of time. Another common mistake I see is people thinking, well, I've been using chlorine, but I've heard Jeff say that bromine is better, so I'm just going to switch to bromine. You don't ever want to switch from chlorine to bromine or bromine to chlorine without first draining the water. Now, I'm not talking about shock. I'll cover that in a second. I'm talking about sanitizer. You've got chlorine sanitizer, which can be liquid, powder, or tablets, and you've got bromine sanitizer, which can also be liquid, powder, or tablets. Both have their pros and cons. I do use bromine tablets in a floater for my hot tub, and I do prefer that, and I do recommend that. But chlorine and bromine can have dangerous chemical interactions with one another. So if you're using one of those sanitizers and you want to switch to the other, it's a good idea to wait until you have drained your hot tub fully, and then you filled it back up again, and then switch to the other kind of sanitizer. That way there's no danger of any chemical interaction between the two. You also want to make sure you've never ever mixed the two chemicals, powder, liquid, or tablet, in the same container together. Don't ever do that. Now, I did mention shock a minute ago. I do often use a chlorine-based shock with my bromine sanitizer, and that is totally fine. They're formulated very differently, and it's okay to do that. Another common mistake is soaking too long at too high of a temperature. By design, hot tubs are not supposed to go above 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I can tell you that my hot tub probably is over that, because it's been over 100 degrees here in Central Texas for probably 2 months or more. And we've hardly had any break from that whatsoever. So my hot tub, even though I've probably got it set to like 85 or 90, is probably over 104. I did a recent video where I dumped in 10 bags of ice to see what kind of temperature impact that would have on my hot tub. And if you didn't see that video, it's a lot of fun. It's just a quick video, but you'll want to check it out just in case you want to try that. Maybe you're throwing a big party and your hot tub's been way too hot in the summertime and you want to lower your temperature at least a little bit for a little bit of period of time. Check out that video right up here. There's a card for it right up there, and I show you exactly what I did, and I show you exactly how much the water temperature dropped because of that. But it can be really dangerous to get in a hot tub that's above 104, and even at 104, it's not really safe to soak much longer than, say, I would say 15, 20 minutes maximum. Then go ahead and get out. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, you're hydrating, you're not drinking excess amounts of alcohol. I know it's a lot of fun to drink alcohol in the hot tub, but that can also be a really bad idea, and it can also increase your dehydration. So if you're not compensating by drinking a lot of water, you're sitting in the 104-degree water for an extended period of time, that can easily lead to dehydration, and that can easily lead to symptoms where you're disoriented, maybe you're nauseous, maybe you're really overheated. You might even require medical attention. So don't sit for too long in too hot of a temperature of a hot tub. Earlier, I talked about changing the water in your hot tub, and you do want to make sure that you're changing your water every 3 months or so. There are a couple of brands of hot tub that recommend a less frequent change, and of course, if that's in your owner's manual, then absolutely go with that. I would also say that right now I've barely used my hot tub here in Central Texas because it is August and it's been beastly hot for months. So I might actually put off my water change the next time it's due, maybe a month or so. But generally speaking, you want to change your hot tub's water about every 3 months or so. And I also do a biofilm clean out every time I do that. To do that, I simply use this product right here. It's called Oh Yuck Healthy Hot Tub Cleaner. And I add about 8 ounces of that to my water before I drain it. I turn the jets on. Because the jets time out about every 15 minutes or so, I keep turning them back on and let that circulate for 1 hour. Then I drain my hot tub. The Oh Yuck kills any biofilm that might be in the plumbing or the equipment. And it's a great way to ensure that when I fill it back up again, I'm not immediately contaminating that water with biofilm that's hiding in the plumbing. I'll put a link to this down below in the description on Amazon in case you don't have that product and you want to check it out. I also have lots of videos that detail how I drain my hot tub in as little as 15 minutes. And if you want to see that in action, see how I do that, because if you just hook a garden hose up to it, it could take hours. But I drain mine in 15 minutes. So check out that video right up here. The next one is ignoring damage to your cover. I'm going to actually close my cover so I can show it to you a little bit. But my cover is brand new. Master Spas, the company that made this hot tub, actually sent it to me for free because I talk about them on my channel a lot, and they wanted to say thank you to me, and it was a great gift for me because my old cover was in pretty bad shape. So this new cover is actually polyester. It's not vinyl, which is what most hot tub covers are made of. This one's actually much higher quality and will last a whole lot longer, which is great for me. But my old cover was indeed vinyl, and there were a few places where it had tears in the cover. The problem with leaving tears unrepaired is that water can get in there, and then bacteria, mold can build up inside of there, or mildew. All kinds of bad things can happen. Your styrofoam inserts, which is what's inside of here, that can actually get waterlogged over time, especially if there are tears on the underside of your cover. The water can get up inside of there, and then that styrofoam over time can slowly soak up the water. Your hot tub cover ends up getting waterlogged. It may even start to bow a little bit in the middle or get disfigured, misshapen, and then you pretty much just have to throw it away and get a new one. But if you repair it in a timely manner when you see those tears, and little tears like that do happen naturally. Get some Gorilla Tape or something like that, ideally something that matches the same color of your cover, and repair those tears immediately. The other thing with vinyl covers is that you want to use a protectant on the cover, maybe even as frequently as once a month, but for sure every few months. And that can be Armor All. That's the most common brand of protectant out there, but I actually like 303 Marine Protectant even better. I just spray it on. I wouldn't do that on my polyester cover, but but I did used to do it on my vinyl cover. Spray it on, wipe it with a rag, and then just leave it. And it immediately soaks into the vinyl. It extends the life of the vinyl and can prevent it from drying and cracking. And so you want to do that. Like I said, you could do it as often as once a month, but at least every few months, especially if you get a lot of sun on your cover like I do during the earlier part of the day. It's not on there right now, obviously. I'm going to put a link to the 303 Marine Protectant on Amazon down below in the description. But if you want to see exactly how I cleaned my old vinyl cover with that protectant, check out this video right up here on my channel. But for now, I'll see you in the next video.